RunCzech presents Battle of the Teams. 4 teams of 4 men and 4 women. Some of the best marathoners in the world. The best total score wins. Battle of the Teams. Live from Prague, May 30th, 2021. Starting on the Charles Bridge and finishing on the Old Town Square. Battle of the Teams. Invented by RunCzech.
Hello and welcome to Prague, capital of the Czech Republic and regarded by many as the medieval heart of Europe. A city famed for its glorious architecture, both old and new, but most of all a city with a unique blend of energy for youth and the calmness of high culture. With the effects of the global pandemic, unavoidably the streets have been quiet. But today, thanks to the RunCzech organisation, the streets will come to life. Based in Prague, RunCzech has been organising running events throughout the Czech Republic and internationally for over 25 years. Over 1 million runners have entered their superbly delivered races. These have been not just for the everyman runner, but for world-class athletes too. And these super fast races at the front have earned the organisation 7 World Athletics Gold labels, the highest award possible. Their events have staged world records as well as supreme racing from the very best. One man was the inspiration behind this revolution in running that has crisscrossed the Czech Republic. A man who has regularly taken on challenges and found a way again and again to produce the highest level of experience for runners from all over the world. For over a year, the global pandemic, however, has removed the smile from his face, and he had to dig deeper than ever to find a solution.
From one day to another, we were blocked. So after the first week of shock, we had to make a choice. Just wait and close the company, cut the people, or reduce personnel and investments, or just trying to react in some ways. So we explored airports, and we ran all over the Republic on airports. We ran in the brewery and in Pilsen, and we even, what we did, we tried to put the long distance running on a track, and we planned a world record, and we delivered a world record. Couple of weeks after, everything was closed again.
Obviously, given the global pandemic, road racing and running in the global community has been significantly compromised. That's clear. So with no events going on, people will be tempted, well, will have to go elsewhere in life to basically provide a living for themselves and their family. However, as an organizer, it's so important to keep staff available that once we're done with the pandemic, we're actually ready to go again. And maybe having spent the time coming up with brilliant new ideas to innovate and excite the global running community.
Either we carry on and we go in the agony, and then we in September, October, we find ourselves half dead, or we play the biggest bet of our life.
And battle he and his team did. For today's event, he invited 32 of the world's best marathon runners, flying into Prague fully aware of the revolutionary event they would be part of. 4 teams, distinguished by colours and their unique shield-shaped bibs, who would clash in the first ever Battle of the Teams. Each team was selected in a live and online televised draft-style format by their international sports celebrity Czech captains. These were Kateřina Neumannová, 6 times Olympic medalist cross-country skier and 2-time world champion who would choose her Skupina Čes team. The Metronome team was captained and chosen by tennis superstar Petra Kvitova, twice Wimbledon champion and importantly 6 times winner of the Team Federation Cup. The Volkswagen squad was carefully selected by 2-time 400-metre hurdles world champion Zuzana Hejnová, who knows a thing or two about how to win a race. And teamwork is all too familiar for 6-time Paralympic cycling champion and 6-time world para champion Jiří Ježek, who picked his Team Birell runners.
Battle of the Teams is bringing us to a new world of marathon running. We will concentrate not only on individual results, but especially on the team results. And what's fantastic is that even the slowest member of the team can be the most important for the final result. Czech TV prepared a special interactive graphics that will count every kilometer what's the not only current position but also the estimated time of each runner, and will make a combination of these results, convert it into points, so on the screen the viewers will see the current position not only of the runners but also of all the teams. So we will always know who is in the lead and what the differences are. We will have emotions thanks to the race and also the data thanks to the graphics, and this combination can make a great stuff.
And so, to summarise this Battle of the Teams concept, covering 13 laps to make the marathon distance, the 32 athletes from the 4 teams, each containing 4 men and 4 women, and including at least 1 Czech athlete, have their times during the race and at the finish continually converted into points using the World Athletics scoring system, with those points producing a total team score. Before the race, we caught up with a busy man, Davos Savia, elite field coordinator, who apart from spending months overcoming COVID-related challenges, had his own thoughts about how the athletes might approach this new idea.
From athletes' perspective, they will see this as a bit unknown to them, but what will happen is organic. During the race, athlete will look, I'm a member of the blue team and I'm running next to my teammate, and if I'm not having a good day, because now we are in a team, I might work a bit more than in a normal circumstance to support my teammate.
Let's take a look at the course. Starting on the iconic Charles Bridge spanning the Vltava River, the runners pass under the Old Town Bridge Tower and go past the Rudolfinum Concert Hall, with the overbearing glory of Prague Castle always in view. Crossing the river twice more in the first 3 kilometres before entering the Old Town and commencing the first of the 13 laps, on each of which they pass the Old Town City Hall, the astronomical clock and Gothic powder tower. With the metronome high above the river, always ticking the minutes away. Eventually they finish their 42-kilometre journey in the Old Town Square. The scene is set then. Let's introduce the stars. On race morning with minutes to go on the Charles Bridge, let's have a look at Team Metronome. Eva Vrabtsova-Niveltova, the Czech star chasing Olympic qualifying, is in their team, as is Kinde Atenor, the fastest in the race, and Valerie Ayebi of Kenya, a sub-2:20 performer for their women's squad. Team Volkswagen just oozes quality. Dixon Chumba, such an experienced Kenyan, and Purity Rionoripo as well, one of the favourites in the women's contest. Vit Pavlista, the experienced Czech man, looking for Olympic qualifying as well. Team Birell includes Samuel Wanjiku of Kenya, the emerging Czech star Morat Stuartova, and Benson Kipruto, definitely one of the favourites from Kenya. And Team Skupina Chez has Thomas Kiplagat and Norbert Keegan, the fastest in their squad, and Ruti Aga from Ethiopia, very much looking for a place on the rostrum. Yuri Homolach, the fastest Czech male in the field, also running for the Team Skupina Chez squad. Each team is associated with a major Czech charity, contributing to good always being a major RunCzech priority. Away they go then, on the Charles Bridge. 6:30 AM local time, a glorious morning, really beautiful unbroken sunshine showering down on the Czech capital, and hardly a ripple on the Vltava River. Conditions are ideal for marathon racing. Wonderful shots, and the size of the field there? Well, that's because this race also incorporates the 2021 Czech Marathon Championship, so around 60 athletes there are from the Czech running community, the best men and best women. Off the bridge and onto one of the cobblestone sections, but generally the surface very good and the course almost dead flat throughout. All the big Prague races over the years have been very fast. They've had world records in Prague and world bests as well.
This year I plan to run just one marathon. So I ran my first marathon 2 months ago in Switzerland, but I ran just 9 seconds behind the Olympic standard. So I'm here to try my next shot, to try run my Olympic standard, or maybe more to get a place in the Olympic team, in the Czech Olympic team.
So on Paryska then, or Paris Street, renowned for its luxury designer stores, the Kenyans at the front at 3 kilometers, just after 3 kilometers, and the team scores, as you can see. Team Metronome on top, with Volkswagen in third place, Skupina Czech in second, Birel bringing up the rear at the moment. Those scores and those positions will continually update throughout the race. And as they pass through the Old Town Square for the first time, this is normally packed with thousands of spectators, creating a real jamboree atmosphere. But COVID restrictions are forcing this early start and of course have kept many spectators away. Great shame, of course. And bench runners are in this. We mentioned that there are 8 runners in each race. Well, 6 of them score, but if one of those scoring 6 drops out, then the 2 bench runners or reserves come into play. There is 4 men and 4 women, so the bench runners, 1 man, 1 woman, may become a scoring runner, and they are expected, if they can, to finish the full distance. And this scoring system of the Battle of the Teams is a unique concept that enables various combinations and permutations. For example, because the athletes are given a score according to the World Athletics scoring tables, you can have a male team against a female team. You can have any combination of team up against any combination of another team, and the scoring would still make it a fair contest. Well, that's what I think about the Battle of the Teams scoring system, but what, for example, does the man in 5th place at the moment, Team Birel's Benson Kipruto, many pundits' pre-race favourite, think of it? He's already familiar with the streets of Prague.
I ran the first time in 2017, the full marathon, and I was 4th, position 4, and I liked. Second time was last year when I ran half marathon, my personal best. This is my 3rd time now, and I hope to run good on Sunday. On Sunday, the so-called Battle of Teams, and it's something interesting that we never experienced before, and we hope to run good. We are excited to see what will happen on Sunday. This is an extra motivation, as we will be running with our friends, a bit challenging, but we are going to understand. I will say anything can happen in marathon because it's a long journey, but we don't hope for the wrong, but we hope for the good. And all we accept, good, the bad, and everything.
So 20 minutes on the clock, and you can see this pretty big women's pack, which is actually moving at a very, very useful tempo, just heading into Paryska and approaching the water stations. And there in the blue vest is Eva Vrabtsova-Niveltova, the top local runner, the Czech star who is chasing the Olympic qualifying time of 2:29:30 today. 1 and 2 athletes, they're just struggling, look at that, to get their drinks at that station. Each team has its own drinks tables, which they've been told about, and they know which table exactly their bottles are on. Those bottles handed in the night before and refrigerated and then placed out on the course early in the morning, just as at all major city marathons. But they are moving well, and Vrabtsova at the moment is enjoying the ride. She's being dragged along here. I know we're only a little way into the race, not far into the race, but she's looking comfortable and in effect almost has a windshield with all those Kenyan and Ethiopian runners in front of her. And there you can see the scores. The team scores adjusting all the time. And these early stages, they're of less relevance, of course, than later in the race, but it is certainly interesting to see how they are adjusted. And of course, if anybody drops out, then one of the reserve runners becomes a scoring runner, and their run becomes all the more significant. Into Old Town Square then, that lovely sweeper will see them break into the sunshine. There you can see the scores once again. Team Metronome on top, Skupina Czech in second, and Volkswagen bringing up the rear at the moment, but that can all change very, very quickly indeed. There's a slight breeze out on the river section, I understand, but in the city here where they're protected by the buildings, it's very, very calm air and beautiful flat running. You can see here now Moira Stewartova. She has a Scottish father who was a good runner back in the 1980s. He's married a Czech lady, moved to Prague, and their daughter Moira is a great runner, chasing the Olympic qualifying time, which she missed by just 9 seconds a few weeks ago in her marathon debut. Those three in yellow vests just in front of her are her club mates, actually. Moira Stewartova enjoying 3 pacemakers in the race just for her. Surely those club mates will help her to get the time she needs. Although 2 other Czech athletes have got the Olympic qualifying time, so she needs to run pretty fast there. It's not necessarily going to be enough just to get under the Olympic qualifying time. She needs to be amongst the fastest 3 Czech ladies. The men's lead pack across the river once again, heading down into the old city. But they are still running with real dubious commitment as things stand. Well outside 65 minutes pace. The team scores moving all the time. Look left of picture. Team Metronome down into 2nd place now. Team Volkswagen back in 4th place where they have been for much of the race. And there you can see Moira Stewartova in the yellow vest, moving well with her pacemakers and still on schedule for something around the Olympic qualifying time. It's going to be really tight for the Czech number 2 in this race. Her personal best 2:29.39, remember that Olympic qualifying mark, 2:29.30. And you can see the male athletes in the Czech Championships passing her as she approaches the drink station. Willy Cantagna there in the green and the red shorts has flown all the way from Peru in his efforts to get to the Olympic qualifying standard. But Stewartova, in only her 2nd marathon, and it was only a few weeks ago, has lost quite a bit of ground on this group, the lead group in the women's race. And wearing number 6 for the Volkswagen squad, it is Purity Rionoripo at the front and moves to the front. Now this is not the first surge she's made, but this looks like a very determined one. Little glance over her shoulder there to see if there's any response from her competitors, and another look. She wants that feedback. She wants to know as she crosses the Vltava what response she's getting, and the response is a gap is developing and she's really leaning into this. There's a bit of wind out there. You can see how quickly she's moving, and look at them tearing past that Czech elite athlete in their championships, and they're trying to respond here. They really are. I mean, it's a brave push there from Meseret Belete to cover this surge from Rionoripo, which doesn't look successful yet. Well, with the race building nicely, both the Prague Marathon for individuals and uniquely the Battle of the Teams contest, the anticipation at the finish line in the Old Town Square is growing.
Well, I think it's a very interesting concept. It is not so much focused on the time. It looks like the runners are not pushing so far to run a really quick race, but it's more tactical, and we can see the standings of the teams are changing, so it's interesting. I mean, we are now halfway into the race, and I think now it will get really exciting.
Carl and his team, they're doing a tremendous job. I really applaud them for doing this. This is a major assistance to road running throughout the world during this very different and difficult time.
Well, let's get back to the race. Another surge from Purity Rionoripo, the 27-year-old Kenyan. Very consistent she has been too, and she has pushed on and got a gap on her pursuers. Now the foreshortening effect of the cameras here at around 28 kilometers, nearly 29 kilometers, is deceptive. She has quite a good lead on those chasing behind her. She really had to persevere. They hung on to her for a long time, but now she has that glorious isolation of the race leader, Meseret Belete, the 21-year-old Ethiopian, who on paper anyway is some 4 or 5 minutes slower than Rionoripo, had to let her go. And Rionoripo now gradually making her way through some of that elite men's field in the Czech Championship, because of course she is a sub-220 performer. She is very, very quick, and she's moving well here. She's on schedule for something around 2:20. Over 29 kilometers on the clock and into the Old Town Square through the finish line. She has 4 laps to run. 3 laps to go in the men's race then as they get that drinks table. Oh, and it looked to me then like Mengistu Zelalem missed his drink, and you can see him gesturing there, look, to his agent in the blue jacket left of picture, who's sprinting. Pressure is on, the pace is gradually picking up, and I really feel there's a little bit of panic and tension within the group, even though they haven't really hit the put the hammer down yet.
This battle of the teams, thanking to the fact that the drama doesn't finish like in normal marathon when the first finish, but when the last finish. So it's a completely different way to approach it, hopefully more exciting, hopefully more engaging for the people, for the runners, and at the end of the day, more watchable on TV. I would qualify it as an attempt, a good attempt to inspire people to find different ways how to present a marathon.
Just over 1 lap to go in the men's race, and Jiri, the Team Burrell captain, really happy as he can see on the big screen that his squad are out in front. Look, top left of picture, 7132 to Team Skupina Cez 7040. Those scores still changing, still possible that things can move dramatically, but as the men's lead pack head out on their final circuit, we still don't have one major attack that looks decisive. Just half a lap to run, and at last we have a leader and a gap developing. Benson Kipruto of Kenya, 30 years old, in his 9th marathon, has made the decisive move. This was like a middle distance race where everybody ran cautiously and then trusts their speed off the final bend to kick down the home straight, because they have literally about a kilometre to go, maybe a little bit more, but Kipruto is moving away with every stride. They gambled this entire pack in the men's race, and it's Benson Kipruto that is the winner of this particular game of card. Well, it looks to be another successful day, another successful visit to Prague for Benson Kipruto. He ran his personal best here last year in Letna Park in the restart half marathon. He comes into Old City Square and he is indeed the champion of the Prague Marathon 2021. The Battle of the Teams contest will not be decided for a long time yet, but Benson Kipruto is the winner. His time just outside 2:10. The rest of them coming across the line again in very respectable times. Remember, a tactical race this one, but Jiri delighted that he has the individual winner. How will the team race pan out? Vít Pavlista then has outraced his rivals. He is the Czech champion in 2021 in his 7th appearance in the Prague Marathon, but he's a long way off the Olympic qualifying time. Mixed feelings for him. Priority Rionoripo then heading for victory. She has built and built this lead. She's a comfortable winner in Prague, and the time is quick. 2:20.12 unofficially there as she crosses the line. A brilliant run from the 27-year-old Kenyan, and indeed a personal best for Rionoripo to top off her day's racing. Superstar Zuzana Henova cheering on an athlete, and it is the Czech champion Eva Vrabcová-Niveltová who crosses the line well inside the Olympic qualifying time. The 35-year-old mother, who's been embraced by everybody in the hotel in the last few days with her family and her lovely white dog Bella, is absolutely ecstatic. She has the Olympic qualifying time. She will be going to Tokyo. Well, let's check the result of that men's race. Benson Kipruto over the final kilometre had the speed to win by 10 seconds from the very experienced Dixon Chumba. And what a day for the Kenyans. 1-2-3-4 in Prague 2021. Well, the women's race going to Purity Rionoripo. It was a Kenyan double in terms of the victors. She winning very comfortably there by over a minute and a half from Ethiopia's Guteni Show, and Valerie Ayeba also making the rostrum. So the presentation then by Carlo Capalbo himself, presenting a medal to the winning team captain Jiri. Team Burrell came out on top. Moira Stewart-Over in that squad. She got the Olympic qualifying time, the second Czech woman, but it wasn't faster than 3 other Czech women, unfortunately. Lasvit Ayeto making that glorious glass trophy. What a day for Team Burrell, the inaugural champions of the Battle of the Teams. The normal drama of a big city marathon has enthralled us, and the battle of the teams has added yet more icing to a fabulously delivered day of racing. Well, we hope to see you in Prague in better times, but from everyone here in the Czech capital, thank you for being with us, and bye-bye for now.
I have been adopted by this city, by this country, by these people. I am a part of it, and I am so astonished and so grateful that this is a way for me to give back what I received.